She must be new, huh? New?
The lady, no, she's a consultant.
Oh, okay.
Doing some team building work with us.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
So after this meeting, we have later on today, we have a leadership training, which has all of the supervisors and managers and the executive leadership team, and she's leading the training. So
Oh,
I
gotcha.
don't know if she's here for this meeting to introduce herself, or if she's just here early for the other meeting. But she's a consultant doing some team building work.
You know, I worked at Newbie. It ended up being Tesla.
Who worked at Numi?
I did.
I did too.
Oh, really?
I did.
We did it. I did all the a bunch of the robots and
Okay.
conveyors and monorail. And,
Nice.
And
I was on the final four.
oh, really?
So I put the trucks together. I was the last line they went through.
Right on. And then they went to Tesla.
No, they went to Tesla after I left.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But at one time, Japanese owned part. Well, they owned part of it, and
Sure.
they
Because we made a lot of Toyotas in there.
they were out there, and they had us doing calisthenics and everything before you went to work.
Yep.
It was kind of hilarious watching all these construction workers, you know, with their hard hats and dirty clothes. And,
I didn't get that treatment. Mine was just I actually worked on the line. So when I got there, when the whistle blew, we got to work. When the whistle blew, we stopped working. In between there was no calisthenics.
That was it, huh?
honestly, it's kind of mindless work, but the money was good and it was consistent, right? I mean,
I actually left because of the culture. Actually.
yeah,
Yeah, it was horrible, man.
was it?
Yeah, it was real cliquish.
Yeah,
You know,
I can see
if
that.
you weren't in a certain position or so. I actually had a supervisor of mine. I needed to go to the restaurant, and the line is just going.
Yeah, yeah.
So the guy in the middle is supposed to relieve you so you can go to the restaurant.
Recording in progress.
Okay. It is 10:04 a.m. Oh, sorry. It is 10:04 a.m. and I'm calling this meeting to order. Madam Clerk, please take the roll.
Here.
Director Alvarado, I'm Chair Alvarado.
I'm here.
We have a quorum.
Thank you. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance or observe a moment of silence. President Rentila, please lead us in the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, now it is time for public comments for items not on the agenda. Madam Clerk, have we received any public comments?
We have not. If anyone wishes to comment on non-agenda items, please approach the podium or raise your hand in Zoom. Seeing none, we have no public comments.
Okay, thank you very much. Deputy General Manager Michael Savannah, please lead us through the rest of the agenda.
Item number 1 on the agenda is to accept the minutes of the July 8th, 2025 Infrastructure Operations and Environment Committee meeting. Madam Clerk, have we received any public comments on this item?
We have not, excuse me. If anyone wishes to comment on item 1, please approach the podium or raise your hand in Zoom. Seeing none, we have no public comments.
Okay, thank you. And can I get a motion to accept the minutes?
I'd like to make a motion to move the item.
And I second. Next item.
Item number 2 is to receive information on West County Wastewater's private sewer lateral compliance program. Madam Clerk, have we received any public comment on this item?
We have not. If anyone wishes to speak on item 2, please approach the podium or raise your hand in Zoom. Seeing none. We have no public comments.
Thank you. So we have Judy Chen here. She's the Planning and Support Services Division Manager here at West County. She's going to give this committee a presentation. It's just an informational presentation on our private sewer lateral compliance program, what it entails, what the responsibility is, both of West County and residents, and then she'll talk a little bit about enforcement. As this board knows, we came to the board not so long ago, maybe a year or so ago, and redid our ordinance, and maybe it was a couple years now, time flies, and redid our ordinance. And in the ordinance, it has some specific language around enforcement and what the ability, what the organization has the authority to do. So Judy will walk you through some of that stuff, and then we'll take questions, and hopefully it's informative. Judy?
Good morning. Good morning, Chair Alvarado and Director Rintila. My name is Judy Chen. I'm the Planning and Support Manager with IMP Department. Good morning.
Good morning.
Today, I would like to present you the sewer lateral compliance program overview. I have done this presentation in the past, and I want to continuously bring the committee of what's going on with the sewer lateral compliance, what kind of outreach we have done, and what are something that we want to bring to your attention. So, all right. Here we go. So with today's agenda, I will talk about what is sewer lateral compliance, what's the purpose of it, the PICE program, which is the incentive program, and also the outreach effort that we have done and what's coming in the future, as well as the enforcement measures. So when we talk about sewer lateral compliance, I really want to focus on what's the purpose? Why are we doing this, right? So the purpose of sewer lateral compliance program is to protect public health, is to ensure that we promote environmental stewardship, is to maintain private sewer lateral compliance to protect our environment, is to prevent spills, is to keep waterway clean, is to ensure a reliable wastewater system for the future. So these are some of the purpose of why we continue to make sure that we enforce the sewer lateral compliance within our service area. So I have done a multiple outreach program since last year and continue on to this year, and I will continue to do it for the remainder of the year and next year as well. So this is the presentation slide I often use when I'm doing the presentation at multiple different occasions. My first slide is always partnering for a cleaner future. Really, what we are trying to do is not only assume our responsibility, but also partnering with the general public. I will talk about where is our service area and what's the responsibility of wastewater management. I will talk about that, hey, we have 249 miles of gravity sewer line, we have 17 lift stations. Our treatment plant process about 12 million gallons per day in the dry weather season. In the wet weather season, we can bump it up to about 18 to 25 million gallons per day. I will also talk about who is responsible for what when it comes to the wastewater system, right? So sewer lateral is everything from the unit, the house, all the way to the connection of sewer main. And West County Wastewater is responsible for everything on the street. I will also talk about what not to flush through your toilet. So the grease, the chemical, the wipe. The wipe is something that we often find in the treatment plant, and also the medication. And I just want to remind the resident in our service area that these are the items that do not flush through your toilet or dump it into the sink.
Hey, Judy.
Sir?
My apologies for stopping you. Can you go back 2 slides? I just want to clarify something. One more. So in this slide, it shows the sewer main in the street, and Judy just made a statement that West County Wastewater is responsible for everything in the street. Sometimes that's true, and sometimes that's not. Sometimes the lateral can extend into the street, and we're not responsible for the lateral. West County Wastewater's responsibility starts after the connection to the main. So we're responsible for the main, whether it's in the street or in a easement. The resident is responsible for the entire line, including the connection to the main. So I just wanted to clarify that. Sorry about that, Judy.
Absolutely. Thank you, sir. Appreciate that. I will also talk about high INI area. I will show the map and identify where is the INI. We have done the study in the past and hired a consultant to go out there to install the meter and understand where in our service area that is contributing that additional $12 million per day during the wet season, right? So these are the area that we have identified where it shows the pink. And what is high INI? I will also show this slide. Inflow and infiltration, that stands for INI. Inflow is really the connection through the gutter, through the area drain. So those are considered as an inflow, right? Where it shows the red. What's the infiltration? It's where I highlight in blue, right? It's broken pipe, it's a tree intrusion. So those are the infiltration. I'll go back to that slide. I want to talk a little bit about this. So the INI is really a key factor that we're trying to tackle here is because this is where a lot of extra water coming in during the wet season. And a lot of time when we talk about the sewer lateral compliance, we also focus on the area that also has shown a high INI on our map. And here is just an example of how the broken pipe look like. And without the video inspection, because AV pipe is buried underground, without video inspection, we wouldn't know that there's a broken pipe. So, right, so this is the slide that I will show to the public. I will also talk about the PICE program. PICE stands for the Public Incentive Program for Efficiency of Sewer. This is where we provide the incentive to the general public. In 2020, in year 2020, the Board of Directors of West County Wastewater approved $400,000 every year to support this program, to assist the general public when it comes to a sewer lateral repair or replacement. So, and we even have a higher reimbursement for the high INI area, which is up to $4,500. Okay, and it depends on the type of the work that they do, and also the length and the depth that they do with their sewer lateral repair or replacement. So the reimbursement is vary, but it's really straightforward. For those that it's not in high INI area, the reimbursement can go up to $3,000. So thanks again to the Board of Directors of West County Wastewater for approving this program to support the resident in our service area when it comes to a sewer lateral compliance. All right. So outreach, we talk about outreach, right? This is something that we take it to heart. We know that communication is really important, and we want to make sure that the resident is aware of what is the sewer lateral compliance and everything about West County wastewater. Outreach strategy, we break it down into 3 sections. So one is a social media, mail correspondent, in-person engagement. Social media, we have done the social media campaign through our website as well as multiple social media platforms. We also have sent out the postcard. Earlier this year, we sent out the postcard to every resident in our service area with the PICE program information and let them know what the sewer lateral compliance is about. And also, we have done the in-person outreach through multiple platforms, for instance, like Realtor Association. And one of the pictures that I show here is the East Richmond High, MAC. That's where I attend the meeting. This is an upcoming outreach schedule. I have schedule it with Supervisor John Joya, with their assistant. They have invited us to attend the El Sobrante MAC, and MAC stands for Municipal Advisory Council. So I will be presenting over there tomorrow night. The North Richmond MAC is scheduled for October 7th, and East Richmond High MAC is October 15th. So this is the coming schedule for the future outreach. I'm also planning to present at the local library as well. The library that I have been to is San Pablo Library, as well as the El Sobrante Library. I will be scheduling, and the scheduling is in progress.
Let me ask you a question. The North Richmond MAC, has Director King Meredith been made aware of it? Because she is a member of the North Richmond MAC.
I will let her know. I will go through Robin and let her know that.
Yeah, just so
This
she'll
is
have
coming.
the information.
Will do.
I also attend that meeting on occasion, so.
Thank you, sir, for the
Okay,
reminder. All right. Defective private sewer lateral. So this is part of the enforcement measure that the ordinance has provided the guidance on this particular topic. So defective private sewer lateral, how do we be aware that there is a defective sewer lateral, right? So the first thing that we do is to ensure that, hey, we will send out the letter and asking the resident to send us the video for inspection before we send out the notice of violation. Because without the video inspection, we wouldn't know that if there is a defective or not, right? And oftentimes, when we receive the video inspection from the resident or from the contractor that hired by the resident, oftentimes we will issue the COC because everything looks good. And there are some occasions that, hey, the sewer lateral is in fact, it's defective. That's when we will send out the notice of violation.
Can I ask,
Sir.
I'd like to ask a question. What triggers an inspection?
What triggers the inspection? The video inspection, when we request the video inspection, there are multiple ways. So one is when there is a spill. CSO got dispatched, resident call, hey, there's a spill going on, right? So CSO dispatch to the area, do the CCTV, and they oftentimes will go into the residents' sewer laterals to see if that's a contribution factor. Most recently, we have a situation, the same situation I just explained, and then and we couldn't figure out that why there was a spill. We clean out the sewer main, but we will send sewer main. Right, so that's one of the factor. Another factor is, for instance, in the HOA common interest development, in our ordinance 3.20.070, it does mention that every 10 years, HOA require to send us the video for inspection, and they need to have COC on file. So that's the COC is really the proof and trigger that, hey, if you don't have a COC, that means you are not, we haven't received the latest video inspection from your association.
Thank you.
Mind if I add to that, Judy? So essentially, if we are aware of deficiencies in the lateral or suspect that there are deficiencies in the lateral, or if we find that there isn't a COC on file, and there could be a number of different factors that make us aware of that, right? As Judy explained, several of them. There could also be someone that comes to the counter that wants to do a remodel of their home. We check for a COC, we see it's not on file. We're gonna require them to do a video inspection so that we can check the condition of the lateral and make sure that it's in compliance. So they're, real estate sale. If someone is selling a piece of property, we're going to want to see that it's in compliance. So there's a number of different triggers that come up that would start this process. Ultimately, we want to make sure that the lateral is in compliance, and if we don't have a COC on file, we're going to want to check the lateral and make sure of the condition of it and have it brought into compliance.
Very good. Thank you.
I also would like to add that there are some situations where the property has a COC, but their sewer lateral is broken. So that's when we will also trigger the video inspection. And that's also spills in the ordinance that even the COC is valid. If there's evidence that there may be a broken pipe, we are able to require the video inspection review. So again, before we send out any communication, the staff has done a lot of due diligence internally to ensure that what we are requesting it's a valid reason. So video inspection review notice, we will send those out. And a lot of time, the sewer lateral, it's in good condition. That's when we will issue the COC, and COC is valid for 10 years, okay? Now, if the sewer lateral it's not in good condition, it will trigger the notice of violation, okay? Yeah, so we will send the first notice of violation and the final notice of violation. And that's when the enforcement measure will kick in after the final notice of violation sent.
Do you mind if I jump in for a second? We were talking about video inspections. When folks submit a video to us, are there any fees associated to that?
Yes,
speak to that?
absolutely. So effective July 1st, 2025, the fee schedule has been updated, and that's being approved by the Board of Directors in June to start with a new fee schedule. So with the video inspection now is $290.
Justin, do you mind coming up and just talking a little bit about the fee and how we got there? Thank you, Justin.
Good morning, Justin Lovell, Deputy General Manager. So the West County Wastewater, we have a user fee schedule. So that just out different types of fees that the customers may pay, and there's a wide variety of fees. And there's different ways that we go about calculating what those fees are. So this last year, we entered into an agreement with a consulting firm to help us update the existing user fees. And so there was a subset of the fees that are charged, which are really kind of transactional based, such as permits, environmental compliance, really a lot of inspection related fees. And so we went through a process with the F&A committee to look at our fees, look at the hours that it takes staff to administer the fees, to any inspections, any administration, providing kind of certificate of compliances, for example, or issuing a permit. And so we worked with the consultant to come up with what the hours, the level of effort takes for each type of fee. That we've identified that there were some fees that didn't exist, but that staff is working on related to specific things. So as Judy mentioned, the video inspection, there was no fee associated with it, but there was staff time associated with administering, reviewing the fee, reviewing the video, and performing the inspection. So we went through this process, went to the F&A committee. As part of this was looking at the total cost of providing the service. And so we looked at all the staff cost, including salary and benefits, and came up with an hourly rate. And that hourly rate was called, so it's a fully burdened rate to do these fees. And so we went through this process. We provided a draft to the F&A committee. The F&A committee approved it. We went to the board. This was on May 7th. And so the board got a full report on May 7th of this year and adopted the updated user fee schedule, and that was implemented as part of our budget. That was effective July 1st. So it's something that we do every several years, probably every 5 to 6 years. We'll go and look at our fees, making sure that we're what's our full cost recovery needed for these different types of fees. And so we went through a process this last year to update the fees. So, you have any questions on that one?
I do.
Sure.
I wanted to ask, so the fees are they specifically for the video of the sewer lateral? And can a licensed plumbing contractor submit a video? Would that offset the fees?
So there's the fee is for our staff to review the video that a licensed
Okay.
contractor will perform. So the homeowner or the property
Right.
owner would would pay for a licensed plumbing contractor to record the video through the sewer lateral, and then they would provide that video to our staff, who would then review it and review if there's any deficiencies, and then and go from the next steps there, whether issue a certificate of compliance or notice that they need to repair the sewer lateral.
And there's nothing there for people that have lived in their homes for 60 years that are on fixed income, seniors, for example?
Not at this time.
There's no
It's-
relief for-
There's, that is, we don't have that type of process available yet. I mean, if that's something the board wanted us to pursue, that would be something we could look into.
And is there anything else that the fees are used for besides staff time?
They're used to recover the cost of the staff to perform that review with that
So
service.
there's no excess?
There's no excess, and so we've done the study to verify that this is the cost to perform this service, yes.
Very good, thank you.
Thank you, Justin.
Thank you, Justin.
I have another quick question, Judy. So if we send out a video inspection letter and we review the video and then there is a repair done, do folks have to pay the video inspection fee in addition to a permit?
Yes.
Okay.
So we will collect the video inspection fee, so the permit staff will take care of that, and once that has been paid, we issue the permit, and the inspector will go ahead and review the video. All right, okay, so yeah, so that's really like way before this notice of violation is being issued. If we found through the video inspection that there is a deficiency, that's when we'll trigger the notice of violation, okay?
How many of those a year do we do?
How many of this?
The inspections, the staff review?
I can definitely find you the information. I do have a number.
Good to know.
I will provide you with that information. I do have a historical information. Every month, we track how many video inspection that we do, how many permit that we issue, how many COC that we have issued as well. So, and the PICE program as well. So all this has been tracked on a monthly basis. So I do have a record from the last fiscal year and the prior year and so on.
I would imagine the bulk of the fees come through HOAs. Is that correct?
Does the bulk of the fee comes in
Yeah.
from HOA? For the video inspection?
Yes.
Not necessary. It depends. It depends who has submit the video for review. So it's not necessarily just the HOA. HOA sometimes it's a sheer lateral as a whole, so that's considered
Oh, I
as.
see, so it's not separate,
Yes.
I see, okay.
Yeah. HOA has a multiple scenario. Some of the HOA has a sheer lateral, so that's the HOA management's responsibilities.
Right.
Some of the HOA, it's a sheer responsibility. So a portion of it is the unit owner's responsibility, and with the sheer lateral, it's the HOA responsibility. And there's another scenario is everything is unit owner's responsibility. So there are multiple scenario with the HOA situation, and that's why it's always good that when we reach out to the HOA resident, they provide us with their management's contact so that we can figure it out together with their HOA management to see who is responsible for what. And oftentimes that will be spilled out in their CCNR. But we wouldn't have this information until someone provide us with those information.
Right, thank you.
Okay, yeah, so notice of violation. So again, when we found the deficiency in the video inspection, we will issue the notice of violation, okay? And we will also send the final notice of violation if we don't hear anything from the resident, like no action at all, no response, right? Yeah, and then we will send the notice of violation. And then if we don't hear anything at all, that's where the enforcement measure kicks in, right? And what are the enforcement measure? So in our ordinance 3.40050, the enforcement measure break down into six different sections, okay? So it's a daily fine for non-compliance. It's a recordation of defective condition. It's WCW, perform repair and cost recovery. It's a long-term lien placement. It's a right of entry for inspection. And last but not least, it's a service termination and connection cost, okay? And I have also break it down into more detail into this slide here. So what's the daily fine for non-compliance look like, right? So the ordinance provide us, authorize the staff to exercise that WCW may impose up to $1,000 per day in penalties, right? So those are the more detail in the ordinance. Everything that I put here, it's in ordinance, okay? Again, the ordinance is 3.40.050. So recordation of defective condition, what does that mean? That means WCW may record a notice of defective condition with the county recorder's office, and that will also serve of notify the future owner and parties of the defective lateral. So those are also spelled out in the ordinance as well.
So what would it take for a homeowner to remove the lien and just become compliant, or?
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
That's kind of a worst-case scenario, to put a lien on someone's property, but that's all they would have to do is come into compliance.
Yeah. Or reach out to us, right? Reach out to us, let us know that, hey, what is it that you're working on, right? Have you started working on this? And so really, when this enforcement measure kicks in, is when we hear nothing, resident reluctant to comply, and that's where the enforcement measurement will kick in.
Yeah, because the property could be in probate or something like that, right?
Yeah.
But I think there's a couple of things that aren't mentioned here that add context, right? Before we get to this point, we've reached out to the residents. We have in place the PIPES program that we talked about, which is a reimbursement incentive. There's also the ability for folks to apply for a hardship deferral. There's also the ability for folks to request an extension, right? So there are a number of measures, and by the time we get to these enforcement measures, we've exhausted all of those. And now what we're looking to do is compel compliance.
The reason I ask is I have a neighbor that was deceased 3 years ago, and the house has been sitting dormant. And if he had been receiving these letters, he had no family.
Sure.
So I imagine that the new owner of the property would have to bring the house up into compliance, right?
Yep. I think it would fall to the new owner, but I think, to speak situationally here would probably be inappropriate. So I think each situation is going to have a different set of details.
Right.
And we'd work within our ordinance as well as with our attorneys to make sure that whatever we're doing is the appropriate thing.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Right. So a lot of work were put in before this enforcement measure kicks in, right? Deputy General Manager mentioned that the hardship deferral, right, the extension, all this type of program. We just want residents to reach out to us and let us know if they are willing to work on it, right? And what's the progress that they are working on it. And we are willing to work with them, okay? Yeah, so, all right. So we talk about the recordation of defective conditions, and also WCW perform repair and cost recovery, right? So the ordinance gives us the permission to repair if the sewer lateral requires immediate attention to it, and enable to ensure the environmental stewardship, ensure that the public health, if there's a need, we will definitely exercise this piece of it is to repair the work using staffing or contractors to repair the sewer lateral, and we may recover the cost from the resident by placing on the property's tax roll, right? Okay. So go on with the long-term lien placement, right of entry for inspection, and service termination and reconnection costs. If everything that we have trying to help out with the resident who has a deficient sewer lateral, and everything that we're trying to offer, whether it's PIPES program, whether it's hardship deferral, whether it's helping them to repair it, if none of this really have any resolution, then the service termination may be considered by West County Wastewater. That's my presentation. Any question that I can answer?
Can we go back one slide real quick, Judy? So I think given that all of these are in the ordinance, I think that is important information for us to share here. I think it's also really important for this committee to understand that West County Wastewater District made a decision when we were putting together our current enforcement practices. At this time, we're not looking to exercise the one in the middle, right of entry for inspection. It just, there were too many conversations around it creating an unsafe environment. If the resident is not willing to allow us in, we're not going to push our way in. We'd much rather go to termination of service and then have them reconnect. So we're not looking to put our staff nor the residents in a confrontational or unsafe situation, which we thought the one in the middle there may create. So I just wanted to make sure that this committee was aware of that.
Well, I think you read my mind on that one, because that was going to be my question. Thank you for that.
I was hoping in closing, if you could reiterate the rebate program, get those rebates?
Absolutely, sir. Thank you very much for the
While
questions.
Judy's pulling that up, one thing that we should make really clear is folks need to apply for the rebate before they do the work.
Yep.
Don't do the work and then apply for the rebate. One of the stipulations of the rebate is that you get pre-approval.
That's important to know. Thank you.
Right. Thank you, sir. Appreciate that explanation. PICE program. PICE program, again, is the Public Incentive Program for Efficiency of Sewer. This is the program available for all residents in our service area. To eligible for the PICE program, they need to submit the application along with some documentation to prove who they are, if they are really the property owner, because we only reimburse it to the property owner, not the renter. Yeah, and so once they have submitted their application along with the proof of ownership and also 3 bid from the contractors, we will issue the pre-approval letter. And again, it's really important that residents receive the pre-approval letter before they start the work. Many customers ask, why? Why is that? I just completed the work earlier this year. Why am I not be eligible for this program? And the reason that we have this requirement is because the board authorized $400,000, and we want to make sure that we stay transparent, right? If the program become very popular, we want to make sure that when the customer finish their work, we will be able to reimburse them, and it's not exceed the budget of $400,000, and that's really the purpose.
Yeah, I'd like to say that we saved $2,000. We got a $2,000 rebate from West County Wastewater, so it was greatly appreciated.
Absolutely, yeah. Many customers who receive the PICE program really appreciate the West County Wastewater for providing this grant assistance. So again, thank you to the West County Wastewater Board of Directors for continue to support this program.
Can I add something, Judy? The other thing we want to do is we want to make sure that West County Wastewater, the authority on the sewer, is chiming in on what needs to be done. We don't want a private contractor coming in telling our residents, you need to replace this line when they actually need to do a repair, or you need to repair this line when they need to do a replacement. So we want to make sure that we're being really clear, and that's why we send out the letter that details what needs to be done with the approval before they start doing the work. We wouldn't want someone doing a repair when they actually need to do a full replacement and then looking for a reimbursement, and we can't certify that lateral.
Yeah, there are contractors that take advantage of uneducated homeowners. So.
Yeah, and I wasn't suggesting that as much as we just want to make sure same page, because a contractor may think that it just needs a repair and West County may think it needs a full replacement, right? Which we just want to make sure that when they come in to get their certificate of compliance, we can actually certify it, we can reimburse it, we're saving everybody money and time and headache.
Yep, great.
Sir, any more questions for me?
Any more questions?
No, thank you.
You good?
Okay, so when is this coming to the full board?
This presentation was brought here just as information. If you would like, we could bring it to the full board as well.
I think it would behoove us if we
Yeah, I'd
bring
like
it
to
to
make
the
a
full
motion
board,
to-
yeah.
Okay. You guys have any time frame you'd like to see it at the board? A couple of board meetings that are off, and then we've got some pretty busy board meetings coming up right
Yeah, I mean,
after, so it'll probably be
I
latter
mean,
part of the year.
We can do it in October, November, that's fine.
Okay.
You know, as long there's no rush, okay? Do it when you guys are, are available.
Sounds good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Judy. Thank you, Justin.
Thank you very much.
The next agenda item is item number 3, reports on issues and matters pertaining to the work of the committee. Madam Clerk, have we received any public comment on this item?
We have not. If anyone wishes to comment on item 3, please approach the podium or raise your hand in Zoom. Seeing none, we have no public comments.
Okay, thank you. Does staff have any further reports?
We do not.
Okay,
Oh, you have anything to call? We do not.
all right. Any announcements?
The next meeting?
Yep.
The next Infrastructure Operations and Environment Committee meeting is scheduled for October 14th at 10 a.m. So we're canceled in September while the board is on recess.
Thank you very much. And just want to make an announcement on behalf of the Board of Directors and the committee. We want to congratulate Angela Andrews once again on her new position as Director of Infrastructure and Planning. And we're going to adjourn this meeting at 10:45 a.m. Thank you very much.
Thank you.